Today is definitely going to be just random thoughts. I have no one thing in particular I want to talk about, but I do have random thoughts today. And just waking up and getting ready to go get my glasses. My glasses are in. I'm excited about that. But I wanted to, I think, talk about something surrounding people are hurting. People are thinking. People are feeling. And with hurt feelings, people lose it because they don't know how to look within themselves. Or people are hurting as truth tellers and looking at the fact of being rejected as a truth teller and then not, and just simply hurting. And the first thing that can come to my mind, I remember watching a video with Dr. Ramani, the one that wrote the book, It's Not You. And on one of her videos, she mentioned society, and I think she said this quite a few times. Society has a lot to answer for. And we, I think, is society. I am in society. You are a part of society. They are in society. We all are a part of society. Society has a lot to answer for.
So, truth telling is a trip. When you tell the truth, there can be a lot of misunderstandings. There can be a lot of rejection and things of that nature. The conversation can go totally deep. Deep. And what I'm thinking right now is how I go about getting my coping mechanisms. And one of my biggest ways to cope with life and society and just everyday thinking is laughter. And boy, I tell you, I got a lot of that. I couldn't stop laughing last night. And there's a couple of there's a whole lot of comedians and those that are just straight out funny and don't realize they could take their career to a whole nother level. Once you look inside and you know the effects that you do have on people. And so comedy, being able to laugh at certain situations, being able to cry at certain situations, being able to just shake your head at certain situations, being able to live through certain situations. And I'm parked in an area that I am not comfortable with, I don't like. But I wanted to brain dump a little bit today. And I'm just rambling on. And I don't have much to say, but my main focus, I'm thinking, it's pretty deep where, like I said, when Dr. Romney said society has a lot to answer for. And it goes deep on so many levels. And before I went and got my glasses, went to the gas station, and it was pretty, it just hit me a little bit when a man came up to me and said, you know, you got $3. I was like, not today, sir. And I always try to smile at them and say sorry, you know, and then feel bad. A little bit bad after I'm, you know, went and got coffee and drinking my own coffee, whatever. But it made me think of something else. On the lines of, sometimes people just don't know. Sometimes people just don't know. And they need guidance. Why? I don't know. I thought that pretty deep too, because it's like I received a text message and one of my daughters said, "It made me smile, Mom." And she screenshot. She screenshot a password, a Wi-Fi password. And she said, "This is Daddy's password. And it made me smile, Mom." And immediately, I'm like, I'm so glad I met and listened to a lot of the narcissistic videos, and Dr. Romney especially, and so many more that has changed my life. And his password is exactly what I have used for many years. One of my main ones, the whole family knows, you know, my immediate family. And I just changed the numbers, you know. Got my little at here, at there, capital, lowercase. And when I saw that, she took a picture of that, I was like, and it didn't make me get the little warm, fuzzy smile. I immediately thought of the phrase euphoric recall. Euphoric recall. And I think it's important. Although I started doing this at one point in life, but I just didn't do it like regularly on paper, is to jot down everything that someone has done to you or you have noticed from someone else, so that when you think about those beautiful pictures, those beautiful moments you've had together, those things that'll lure you back in, you can read all of the negatives, all of the bad stuff. And that's very important in life, period. Let me give an example. Yesterday, I watched 2 videos that had me cracking up at work, and they were talking about people. And I can't engage with the people they were talking about because, you know, I'm not perfect or whatever, but the videos were very, very funny to me. And it had me cracking up. The first one was Tasha K was talking about Dr. Umar. And all over the internet, there's Dr. Umar with the money and the school and this and that. But then, you know, during the laughter, jokes, there were lessons, that they were giving. The same thing with, there's a creator named Ringo TV Creations, Ringo TV Reactions. And he does funny videos also on, there's another one that he's talking about is Doughdash, Dough dash. And very, very funny, the reactions, how they react to the video. And, it deals with scamming people. And he also took the time to give lessons, some thoughtful things to think about. If you really into looking into self and want to take a moment to look into self and say how you can possibly be hurting other people. And so, and I definitely cannot, say anything about either of these people because I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know why they think the way they think, but when we feel as though wrong is wrong and we can see how it is wrong. Let me give another example of scamming and not having good intentions. Me having worked for various hospitals throughout the world, as a traveling retired military spouse, I have seen where, especially men, I've only known men, very few women, that would get shammed and scammed out of all their money. And these are people that have disabilities and things of that nature. And then they'll come in and say, wind up in a whole nother state of where they live, from where they live, and say, I met somebody on the internet and I was going to get married to them. I was going to meet up with them, get married, and they're not here or something like that. And they gave all their money. So, what I'm talking about is when people pointing out this stuff, I listen for humor, but I listen for knowledge as well. Because, when some comedians, when they do give knowledge, they this is their reactions, this is their program, but they give lessons as well. It just helps to keep your eyes open. And the same, it keeps your eyes open in a broader perspective as well. Like when you're in relationships and you feel as though, if you ever feel as though you have kids, but then you have triple, quadruple the amount of kids that you do have because of the spouse partner that you have, is overwhelming. Like me, I could be so overwhelming that you're taking care of children, but you're also taking care of me and my insecurities, my mind trying to teach me and thinking that you can change me, but you can't. Euphoric recall. I need to look at that again. But I'm glad I'm at this point now in life where Back in the day, I would have like reached out, felt something, said something, whatever. But I'm glad at this point in life, I'm like I'm stronger. I'm stronger, and it has helped me in many other avenues as I meet people, whether it be in the workplace, whether it be in the neighborhoods, whether it be going to the stores, whether it be online, whether it be in general. And, these people are doing a good job as far as bringing it through humor. You just got to get and catch on to the message. Now, one made me really upset. Not really upset, but I'm just using that word. I have to go find the article of a 102-year-old person that woke up from the dead. I'm gonna hurt him. And so I was like, I'm not gonna click on this. I'm not gonna click on this video. And I clicked on it. Why did I click on it? Oh my gosh. But I said I gotta go look up the article or look it up and find out what really happened. Because someone like me, I release bodies, in the hospital. And I'm a lot better than I used to be when I, come across bodies that are. And so in this video, Sheila King is a comedian, and he was on America's Most Got Talent. And he's very freaking funny. And when I saw that video, I was like, I'm going to hurt him. And so now I go to work and I look in the book. I'm like, thank God ain't nobody in the morgue. But I got that in my head, like what? Because I used to always think that, like, what if somebody actually do move inside the bag or is the coroner coming to pick it up? But anyway, laughter to get through some of this mess in life. Society does have a lot to answer for. We all in this shit together. Those that want to be, those that want to heal, those that don't want to heal, those that just want to put a blanket over it and just, keep going and act like nothing's happening until something crosses their path or their lap. And then they just like freak out and don't know what to do. Right? That's when you're not involved in your own process of helping your own self. That's when you just freak out and just lose it. You lose your doggone mind, right? Because you think that everything is la 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 la. But those out there doing the work, I commend you. I commend you. It's a trip.
I know what else. I saw a post, and this person is really real. He's a Sunni Muslim, and his posts are really, really good. And he just comes out with his truth and the way he sees things, and things has happened. And so this morning, I, read a post by him of how he said his dad was. And so it made me think about a lot of the things that come into the hospital setting, whether it's suicidal, homicidal, just failure to thrive and don't want to live anymore. The only thing me as a person that when I speak to people and talk to people and You know, you guys out there speaking life into people and realizing that you cannot change people. But I think the main thing is I can't speak for other people, I can talk around the things I have seen and experienced, but related to me. And if I did not want to look at myself and the things that I have done wrong and the things that I have done good and the things that I have accomplished and the things that I have not accomplished that I want to accomplish, if I cannot look into myself, I think I keep mentioning this in the last couple of videos, Michael Jackson, starting with the man in the mirror. And that's really hard, because it was really hard for me to understand radical acceptance. It was so hard for me to understand radical acceptance. And most of my life I was always like, why are they like this? And I had to get to the point of, why am I like this? You know, radical acceptance and how to put it all together. Eventually it turns from, you know how when some people, when you want to say something to somebody that you see, where you see wrongdoing is happening, and you just want to, the only way you respond is with lashing out. Like, you gotta yell about it, like, get it or understand it, you know, and just lash out about it. It comes together once you learn. For me, I can only speak for me, can't speak for nobody else. Once I had to beat myself upside the head with radical acceptance, because at one point I was like, okay, I get it now, I understand, but then I didn't. You know, something else had happened and I'm like, I don't understand this shit. There's no rhyme or reason for this, but it is. And then it all comes together where you learn to not pacify people because of whether they have mental illnesses, whether they're on drugs or mind-altering substances, whether they just don't know and was not taught, where people try to beat you upside the head with the adulting, like you should know you're an adult, or you know, parents should have taught you better, without knowing that there's a lot of broken homes and many people don't come from the same type of homes that some people come from. They're all different, but it all comes together under that radical acceptance thing. Understanding you are the way you are, which is me. I can only, you know, bash myself. You are the way you are, and no one can come and change you. You have to want to change yourself and the things that you want to change about yourself, not what somebody else tell you to change about yourself. I don't know, but listening to a lot of stuff and working in the hospital and watching and listening, society does have a lot to answer for. And you know how some people want to just bury their heads into, and I was this before, like religion, or mine was gospel music. I sung in the choir, this and that or whatever. Just bury my head like it doesn't exist, you know. But I wouldn't bash people that would want to talk about what did exist. I wouldn't act like a delusional asshole to say don't talk about this or that. Oh, it happened in the past. Never ever bring it up again. Or I don't know. This is I got to cut this video off. This is it. But I'm just rambling. I'm just, brain dumping, and I just wanted to share today. Peace.